Hello everyone, how you all doing today? Excellent, excellent. I mean, it feels amazing to be here, to come back to Mundelein High School after 2006, like 13 years come back, right? I mean, I would have never imagined one day I'll come back to Mundelein High School to receive an award, right? I came here to United States when I was only 15 years old. I had recently graduated from telesecundaria, which what that was a school over TV, right? There was equivalent to the ninth grade in here. Right before I graduated, I asked my parents if I could continue my education. But in order for me to do that, I needed to go out of the farm where I used to live with my aunt about 2 hours away from there. So when I asked my parents, they told me, son, we love you, all right, and we'll love to send you to school. But the problem is we just can't afford to do it. And I know they were not lying to me because they only have 4 cows and it was good enough to eat, but not for nothing else. So the only choices I had was to whether stay at the farm where I was or come to United States. And well, a few months later, I arrived to Chicago, Mundelein, Illinois, and I am been here for 19 years now. And when I came here, I started to work in factories, just like my family did. And a few months after that, I heard there was schools here where I could continue my education. So I went up to ask my brother if he could enroll me to continue my education. And he looked up at me and he said, brother, vinimos aquí a trabajar. No vinimos a estudiar. We came here to work, we didn't come here to study. So, get back to work. So once again, for second time, my dream of continue my education was still only a dream. So a few years passed by, I was working in factories, and one day I was working in this factory. They used to blame me for everything that will happen there because I just didn't know how to speak English, and they will take advantage of that. So one day, I was keep getting warnings because of that, and I was about to get fired. So one day I decided, I have to go back to school. At that time, I was living on my own. There was nobody that will stop me from doing it. So I came to Mundelein High School with a friend of mine that helped me to translate because I didn't know how to speak English. And the biggest problem was that I was only 17, so in order to be in Mundelein High School, I needed a guardian. So I knew if I will go back to my brother, he would say, no, go back to work, right? So I was lucky enough in the school, I had a friend in the school accepted as my guardian, and I joined Mundelein High School. And I gotta tell you, when Mundelein High School opened the doors to me, I really feel, that was one of my happiest moments I ever had, because I felt that the school made me feel like I was like everybody else. I was like everybody else, and I deserved the same opportunities than the rest. So I just needed to go after them and look for those opportunities. But the challenge with the opportunity they gave me was that I was about to turn 18. Okay, so and I was several years behind everybody else. So I needed to graduate before I turned 21. So they were very clear to me. They told me, you can join, but you only have 2.5 years to graduate. And if you fail one class, you will not have enough credits to graduate. So I took the challenge. And 2.5 years later, right, two years before turning 2 months before turning 21, I got my high school diploma. And I would love to tell you that all that was very easy to accomplish, but honestly, I'll be lying to you because I had to work full-time at McDonald's right after school to pay for my rent, to pay for my bills. And I have to find time during my lunch at work or after work to around 10 p.m. to actually do my homework, right? The teachers that helped me the most during that time, I'm very happy to see them again, right? Was Miss Singer, Stuxumi, Miss Marshall, I saw her when I first came, Mr. Maxwell, and Miss Sanchez. I was very, very lucky to have them at that time with me because a lot of people used to make fun of me because I was always the oldest one in the class, right? And apparently they didn't like that. So I mean, to everyone, please never, never, never judge a book by its cover, right? We don't know in the story in that book because we never know what the story is. So I'm my senior year. I was about, I was 20 years old, and I was about to give up. I was very tired of hearing people because I didn't have a lot of friends. Because apparently they didn't like to hang out with the oldest one in the class. So I was about to quit, and thank God I didn't quit, because today I'm the only one in my family with a high school diploma. And for some people, high school diploma may not mean a lot, but for someone like me, it meant the world when I accomplished that. And have a message for all the students that don't want to graduate from a high school. I know things are not always easy, and sometimes feels like everybody's against you, and that you don't need a high school diploma. You already know enough to actually you go find a job and do what you have to do. But I gotta tell you, if I wouldn't be if I didn't get the high school diploma today, I wouldn't be able to be here. Now I have my beautiful family. I have with my wife Crystal. Have 3 kids, 3 children: Ariana, David, and Daniel. Right, they're here with me today. And after many business failures, I now practice real estate. I've been doing real estate for 4.5 years. I have helped about 250 families. Now we open. I have opened a real estate office called American Dream Realty, and now we have several locations, and we have multiple agents. We help about 100 families a year, and I just started another flipping company. And this is for me pretty much. This is only the beginning. I have the house that I always dream about when I came to America. Right, when I came to the United States, I drive the car that I always wanted to drive. But honestly, one of my biggest accomplishments happened at the beginning of this year, when I was able to see my mom and dad after 18 years that I hadn't seen them. So remember, you can be who you want to be. You can do what you want to do. You can have what you want to have, but only if you put enough time and energy to do it, because you will become what you think about most of the time. And like Henry Ford said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And the moment you stop learning, this is when you actually start dying. If Mundelein High School wouldn't open the doors to me, okay, today I wouldn't be able to be where I am, because I wouldn't be able to practice real estate, and I wouldn't be able to own my house. And one of the most important things, I wouldn't be able to be one of those DACA holders, right? And yes, I am proud to be one of those dreamers. And I just want to thank Mundelein High School, and thank you, everyone.